My name is Aminata Bab, and I've been a victim of emotional abuse, which affected my self-esteem and confidence. I have dealt with humiliation, judgments, blames, neglect, insults, and generally put down by my entourage. Today, I am the founder and CEO of the Ultimate Confidence Bootcamp, a bootcamp to help young teen girls build up their self-esteem and self-confidence and regain better control of themselves. Welcome all to my podcast called Emotional Abuse Matters.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome all to my podcast called Emotional Abuse Matters. My name is Aminata Ba, and you are tuning into episode 8 called Toxic Friendships and Jealousy. I am the founder and CEO of the Ultimate Confidence Bootcamp, a freelance model, beauty queen, motivational speaker, and representative of Mami Kaya products. A toxic friendship is when you feel lonely and isolated. They make you feel stressed. You do not feel supported. You are manipulated, controlled, and you are not yourself when you're around them, which takes a big hit on your self-esteem and confidence. And on top of that, if they are jealous of you, they will start putting you down, comparing you to them and others, grading your achievements and success with negativity, and prevent you to hang out with other friends. I had a lot of toxic friendships during my teen years and early 20s, and unhealthy relationships mixed with jealousy. I remember having a friend in high school that was a very direct and honest person, but sometimes she would go too far and hurt people's feelings, especially towards me, because I was very close to her. I often did not understand why she would always attack me out of the blue. Even though I did not offend her in any way, her behavior was very toxic. She would always put me down, make fun of me, yell at me for no reason, and when she noticed her jokes were offensive, she would look at me to see if I was okay, because she knew it would hurt me. So basically, she was the type of person who knew she was hurting people, but didn't care. And when other people would offend her back, she would get really mad. I supported many of her attacks and jokes, and because she was still a good friend to me sometimes, but one day, this is what happened. It was during Taibo class, okay? We were on a small break, and we were relaxing before we could start again. She was giving me a massage and she felt my bones. And she said, "Oh my gosh, she is so skinny." And then she was saying it and then bringing another friend there that was beside her, "Look at her, she's so skinny," to another friend that was part of the Taibo class. "She's so skinny. You should eat more." And when she said that, that other friend looked at me like she was shocked. I was shocked. That was really rude. Looking at me if I was okay, because, that was a very, very rude comment. So I went home. I was tired of it, It really, really did hurt me. I supported so much of her negative behaviors. Now it came to this. So I went home and I felt so bad about myself for several days. I even cried. So I decided to talk to my sister about it and another best friend that I had in school. My sister told me, just tell her how you feel, that it really did hurt you. But for me, it was very hard to talk about my feelings to people, especially her, because she is defensive. I decided to write her a message on Facebook that I no longer want to be friends with you. I can no longer deal with your behavior. Bye. The next day, she came to me and said, "What is that message you sent me? And what is the problem?" I completely ignored her and waved my hand at her to let her know that we are done. She replied to me "So you're not going to tell me?" I said no, and she left. This happened in grade 12, during my senior year at the second semester at the beginning. And I ignored her until the end of the school year, until prom, until graduation, While I was ignoring her, she was still trying to get close to me, talk to me in a nice way, continue giving me my favorite snacks when I did not even ask her for anything, say hi to me, hug me when she would see me in events, parties, wish me happy birthday, but we still weren't friends like before, I've already mentioned on previous episode the friend that I had in my early 20s that was a cool and good friend at the beginning, but eventually started changing. She was starting to be controlling, trying to stop me to hang out with other friends that I had, comparing me to my sister, had a very haughty personality and very direct also. We also planned together a very nice project that we were going to start together to help women to feel beautiful no matter how they look. And it was primarily her idea. And I also decided to join because it was a very good idea. And I had a confidence boot camp in mind, so it would be a good collaboration. I remember one day I said, hey, and like by text, and she replied to me, you should not greet someone with a hey. It is very disrespectful. Not to me, but others can take it wrong. I was like, what is wrong with a simple hey? Because of that, I decided to cut her off because this time I simply stopped talking to her. I was not replying to her messages, not picking up her calls anymore. I saw her in an event one day. She came up to me and said, Aminata, did we have a problem? And I said no. And she said, you are ignoring me and you need to tell me, like if there's something bothering you. I didn't say anything and she left with a very big attitude. I didn't feel bad because I knew our friendship couldn't last. On episode 7, called Painful Rumors, I spoke about another friend in high school that was also my neighbor. So when I say I speak about that other friend, it's different friends, but we were like a group of friends. We all knew each other. It's not like we were a group that would always hang out together, but we were a group of friends in high school that were friends to each other and knew each other. So when I say another friend, it's different people. Just letting you guys know. Yeah, so the neighbor that was also my friend in episode 7, Painful Rumors. So basically, her reaction when she heard about the rumors about me, and also she was a very insecure person. She always cared what others thought or said about her and also about me. It was obvious she was jealous of me because she always gossips about me to another friend we had in common, saying things that she is more beautiful than me, putting me down, like pointing out my flaws all the time. Your hair is ugly. Everyone is talking about your hair. You are pretty, but you do not change, but you need to change in the inside, etc. All of those things she was saying to me. And one day she even said to people that she didn't believe I was born in Canada, and I am lying. When I got the information, I immediately confronted her and told her, like, what would make you think that I would lie about my nationality? I showed her my passport, and it clearly showed that the city and country I was born in, which is Montreal, Canada. She said it's because a lot of people don't believe it, even her sisters are saying it. And I said, well, it's because they just simply don't know. Sometimes it's not just your friends or people you're close to that are jealous and toxic. Even simple relationship or just someone you know. The fact of saying that I was not born in Canada, a lot of people go through that. A lot of people, when they see that you're a black person, especially from the African descent, and basically my first language is French, so when I speak English, I have a little bit of an accent because my first language was French. My English is pretty good because I've lived in Toronto for several years, but all my studies were in French, so French remains my first language. And a lot of people have trouble believing that I was born here because they feel that I mostly took they feel like I act like someone that was born maybe in another country and then came here later on, or they feel that I took more of the African side. That's how they feel. And the thing is, I'm not the only one going through this. A lot of people coming from an African or black background go through this. Indians also. I don't know about the other races, but I know a lot of Africans that go through this too. People not believing they were born in Canada, it's ridiculous. But I don't know why people would lie about where they were born. What is wrong with that? If you immigrated to a country, say I immigrated there. If you did not immigrate there, you did not immigrate there. You were born there. What is wrong of being an immigrant? My parents are an immigrant and they came here, they came here, they immigrated here, and they got married here, got all their children here. What is wrong with that? And then for example, when it affected me because a lot of people had this prejudice towards me, but I really didn't care. My high school was pretty multicultural. A lot of people from different backgrounds attended my school. I was mostly close to outsiders, they were probably born here and came here as a young age, but their background was like Haitian, Mauritian, African, Caribbean, from those countries. I'm mostly close to immigrants, but so I am allowed to be close to whoever I want, but that does not take the fact that I was not born here. All right. I mentioned on episode 5 of multiple love rejections that I got into a serious confrontation with a girl. In my opinion, that girl was jealous of me because of the guy that rejected me at first, and then later on changed his view towards me and started pushing that girl away. And I did not get into a fist fight with her because I'm not that type of person, but I was very mad and I yelled, I screamed at her and all. A jealous person will never admit that they're jealous of you, It comes with signs. They will find real reasons to be against you, so they would not admit their negative jealousy. So probably you can make a little mistake, maybe say something about her and she finds out and she comes and attacks you for that. Or hears that you did something to her but you have no proof, because she's already have that jealous behavior deep inside her. So anything else she would hear on top of what you did will obviously make her even more mad and wanna start a big fight. And that's what happened with that girl. So another friend that was not in high school or college or anything. It was a friend that I met at this beauty pageant that I competed in 2015. I don't know why I'm laughing. But this girl, so many things happened with that girl, okay? She was funny sometimes. Hanging out with her was very fun, You would never get bored around her and all. But too much things happened with her and I really had to start thinking about the friendship. So something happened. So I was at work, okay? And she went to visit a guy, I think it was one of her guy friends, okay? She went there with a friend of hers and she was trying to meet that guy, to go to his house, but he was not home. So she was calling the guy was not picking up. He said he's not home. So she thought the guy that was lying. So she decided to break his window to get to the guy's house. So her and her friend broke his window. They completely broke it and got into his house when he was not home. Yeah. So after that happened a couple days ago, she texted me and explained to me everything, okay? And I was like, really? Why did you guys do that? And then she said, okay, you know what I said? So the guy basically called her parents to tell that for her daughter to pay for that window, He didn't want to go to the police, so he's like, let me just contact her parents. So her mom trusts me out of all of her friends. She knows I'm from a good family. I'm very posed girl and responsible girl, and I don't do freaky stuff in the city, that friend where the mom trusts that friend, she's a very good relationship, good example. Her mom saw me like that. So instead of saying which friend she was actually with sorry, that day, she told her mom she was with me. I was with Amy. That's the short version of my name. I was with Amy when I was not even there. So what happened is that her mom called me, started cussing at me. You guys will pay the window. You guys, when you broke the window, you guys will pay half will pay you. I thought you were a good friend. You are not a good friend. Her mom started blaming and screaming at me. And then my friend texted me. She's like, don't worry. My sister got you covered. My sister covered you. I'm like, how did your sister cover me? She's like, she said it's not you, that it's another friend called Yemi, which is close to Ami. And then the sister went and told the mom, no, it's not Aminata, it's not Ami, it's Yemi. It's not like, And the mom did not even call back to apologize. So that's what happened. So she said it was Ami, and then they switched it to Yemi, And it really did hurt me. I was like, whoa, that's painful. That was really not nice. And then her sister apologized. Like, she's like, that was very rude, and she was sorry that this happened. My friend only told her, don't worry, you're already out of it. My mom didn't have the right name before she called you. That's why she called you. She was like, it's already resolved, you're out of it. The thing is, it was resolved because I didn't have to pay for anything. Like, no, of course, because I was not even there. So she's like, it's all resolved, you're out of it. It's all resolved, I'm out of it. But still, the fact that you said it was me, that you found me as a reason, that was not good. Why didn't you just find someone else and not me? Why did you have to lie and say it's me? Why didn't you tell your mom the truth? You guys went and broke the window. Just tell the entire truth. Why do you have to blame it on a girl, innocent girl? Just say that with exactly which friend you were with, So she reassured me that I was out of it. Yeah, the mom did not apologize. The sister felt bad and all, but the worst thing did not happen, right? It was a sign that this friend needs to be on the block list, because like I told you guys, many things happened with that friend. Sometimes she was not that supportive of a friend too, Sure, like there was a situation where she was not that supportive. She was not a friend that you could actually rely on 100%, She would not always keep her promises. Many things happened with her. I'm not going to go into so much details, but before this huge situation happened, there was many things that happened before, but for me, it could have been forgiven. But now that I have lessons of it, I know that those little things that accumulate can lead to the worst, to something very bad. So it's not normal not to always notice that you are in a healthy relationship or friendship at first, and an unhealthy relationship and friendship at first. But with time, and mostly when a situation arises where you notice an unnormal behavior or reaction, you start seeing that this friendship is no longer worth to be continued. Another way to detect if someone really likes you is their facial expressions. Always be aware of that. When you turn your head away and you see them, rolling their eyes at you, looking at you in a attitude-ish way, that friend is not your friend. They're just pretending. They're just there for something, or they have something against you deep inside that you might not know. Or they have this negative thought of you not being a good person to them too. And sometimes it's not always the case. It's just that they don't. It's very complicated to explain. But either way, when you notice that, just distance yourself. Don't try to find out so much why. But when you see that, just think that this friend is not actually there for you. I had so many other toxic friendships and relationships, even recent ones, and once I detect the signs, I immediately know where it can lead to. So the best thing to do is limit hangouts, or when necessary, completely remove them out of your life before it gets too late, and it also prevents to get you hurt. We all had good and bad moments with our friends, and sometimes they were good to us, I have to admit. But if you feel that there's frequently more negative vibes than positive ones around them, it's time to say bye-bye to those friends. Good friends still exist in this world, so don't feel that you can't make new ones. Thank you, ladies and gents. This was episode 8 of Toxic Friendships and Jealousy, and see you on my next episode. Au revoir!